remainder of these meetings, Lord. Open our hearts and our minds to what would be best for those we serve. Be with our service members as they fight to protect our freedom, keep them safe from harm. For it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, Shelley, roll call.
Mike Shambaugh,
Here.
Harley Buzzard, Keith Austin,
Here.
Joe Byrd, Julia Coates, Sean Crittenden,
Here.
Joe Deere, Mike Dobbins, Kaden Duncan, Rex Jordan, Daryl Legg, Wes Snowfire, Dora Petzkowski, Mary Bakershaw, E.O. Smith, Janice Taylor,
Here.
Victoria Vasquez. We have a quorum.
All right, if you had a chance to look over the minutes, do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second? To approve? I said, we voting to approve the minutes? Do I have, all right. Against? All right. Reports. Jennifer Kirby, are you here? Yes, she is.
She is here.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Jennifer.
Just a few announcements, some kind of following up on last month's meeting. Food distribution is now open to shoppers, all 7 stores. However, just kind of the first 3 operational days of this month, we had about a 50-50 split of 50% wanted curbside, 50% wanted to be able to come in and shop. So, and we have a program that will be coming up. We're just now writing the plan, and it will be out for public comment later this month, but it's called the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program, very similar to the LIHEAP program, the energy assistance. I imagine that a lot of the guidelines will be very similar, except it will just apply to water assistance.
That's good.
We also the application for the clothing assistance is being developed. Kinks worked out as we speak, should be coming very, very, very soon. So just keep watch for that. It will be through the Gadoogie portal. And there will not be any residency restriction on that.
What's the age group for that clothing voucher?
It's 5 to 18, but more so kindergarten through 12th grade. We realize that there are some ages that vary on the low end and maybe on the high end. So maybe not so much an age requirement, but more so they need to be in school kindergarten through 12th grade.
Okay. What if they're in college? 18-year-old?
No, they need to be in high school, 12th
Okay.
grade.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. All right, do we have questions for Jennifer? Mary Bakershaw?
Jennifer, did I hear you say there were no residency requirements?
That's correct. Will be open for citizens or students, grade school, high school students throughout the United States.
Throughout the United States?
Well, throughout the country. I assume there may be some instances that we come across. I know I found this out with like the elder that maybe live in the other countries, and we'll kind of do the best we can to navigate some of those, but it'll be open to all citizens.
Okay, thank you.
Doc?
Jennifer, Cherokee first.
Yes.
Isn't that roughly $200 that the Cherokee citizens are eligible for, and they provide 20 hours of public service? Is that
Yes.
correct? Is that income-based?
No.
So-
No, there are, I believe there's one program of that where they have to be, I want to say 10 to 18. And then there's also a college student component as well, that can do community service and get $200 for, if they're in college.
So how often can they apply for Cherokee First?
Once a fiscal year. It's called the Community Youth Fund.
Yeah.
There's also an elder component. I don't have I believe it, I want to say it's 60, but I'll have to check. And then the elders can also do a very similar thing for $200.
Yeah, I saw the elder component was much smaller. What do the adult qualifications, how do you qualify as an adult for the Cherokee First?
I believe it's still the very similar community service, or I know during COVID restrictions, they had an essay that they could write around the pandemic and precautions and things of that nature. But it's pretty much just age requirement, I believe, in residency. They have to live within the jurisdiction or within the reservation.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Jerry.
Harley?
Jennifer, I may have misunderstood you. You said a while ago that you had a grant for water?
Yeah, we're currently writing the plan, and it hasn't begun yet, but it's going to be very similar to the LIHEAP program, the energy assistance, that we do every year. And this will be for water, assistance on water bills.
That's a big
Oh,
deal.
water bill?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
and that's
Yeah.
clarified it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
thank you. Okay,
Sean?
thank you, sir.
Yeah. I was just gonna, like Counselor Buzzard, talk about the water thing. I didn't want to let that get by without, everyone realizing that's a big, big deal. So great job on whoever come up with that. That's really huge. Clothing voucher, so we can just prepare them saying, hey, that Gadoogie portal that we filled out for the 2,000, that's how the clothing voucher is going to be. Details coming soon. Is that correct?
Yes, the application will be available through there as soon as we get a release date.
All right. Well, that's some good news. So thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Anybody else?
Hey.
EO?
That's about the best news I've heard today. This is a great program. I read on that now they can get their clothes and take a shower and just move on. But that won't affect the light heat, right? That won't affect their amount?
Oh, no. Actually, because it comes from the same agency, Department of Health and Human Services, ACF, Administration of Children and Families, it will likely be very similar, probably across the board, on maybe income, it'll be income-based, income guidelines, program, administration. It's going to probably be very similar, but it will not affect the LIHEAP.
I just want to pat you on the back. I'm excited. I think it's great. Keep
Yeah.
up that good work. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Anybody else? That is a great program, and people, especially on people on fixed incomes. Well, if you can knock one bill out, that's a big deal. That's just a little extra money that they hadn't had before. It's good to see that we're always trying to move forward and help our people, any way we can.
I think we serve around, maybe a little over 1,900 a year, 2,000 on LIHEAP. We have several different components of that, so I assume that the water will probably be very similar.
Good deal. Okay, hey, great news, and good to see you in person,
Yeah.
and have a good evening.
Thank you all.
Oh, Mary?
Is she doing Lou's today? Are you going to report for Lou Stretch?
Well, I can. I was actually just talking to Tara Lee about, I'll have her in person next month. I dropped the ball on having her to come this month, so.
Okay, I just have one question,
Go ahead.
and that is, what do you all attribute the increase in neglect cases on our children up to 987 children?
An increase. Well, I could get you a formal answer from her, but I would also probably say, our children are home a lot more than they have been. This time, even last year or the year before, families have been together a lot more, or someone's just not able to fully care for their children like they have been in the past because of the pandemic and maybe lack of other resources or childcare or something along those lines. But I can get you a formal answer.
Thank
From
you.
her.
I appreciate it.
I would bet that a good guess would be we inherited quite a bit from McGirt too, because, all kind of different juvenile cases we've inherited, we had over 1,000. I mean, that we just got, all of a sudden, that's ours. So I'm sure a good substantial amount of those are from McGirt.
Yeah, and we'll do a comparison from the previous months and see if that is fact quite a bit of an increase, unless it's on here.
Yeah, I know that the state's given us a lot of Indian children for a lot of different things, so.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Michael Lynn, good report. Jennifer?
Good afternoon.
Hey, Michael.
I know everyone has a copy of our report. Just a few things I'd like to highlight if I could, Mr. Chair. I've reported in the past as part of our public health or environmental health aspect of the program, we offer rabies vaccination clinics, and I held one in Stillwell recently on June 5th, where they gave 235 rabies vaccinations. The future ones are scheduled. They had one last Saturday in Jay on July 10th. They've got one in Salina on August 7th, and Salisaw on September 11th, and that will end up this round of vaccination clinics. But it's a well-received program and improving the safety of all of our communities. On the transportation side, we've got 5 active road projects under construction. They're noted in your report, but Northeast Fort Gibson Road, Phase 1. There's a Phase 2 to that project we'll be putting out to bid very shortly. Holbert Lost City or Grace Hudlin Road in Cherokee County is under construction. The White Oak Road in Craig County is also under construction. Chimney Rock Road in Mays County is under construction, as well as the Dwight Mission Road in Sequoia County. And lastly, Mr. Chair, I just want to note on our transit system, we've put out a bid to purchase 6 new transit vans. We have received 4 of those 6. We're waiting on the other 2 to come in. We expect those in the coming month. Those were purchased with CARES Act funding through a Federal Transit Administration grant that we received, and also some tribal match funds. Those 6 vans will serve, one of them will serve as a commuter route for employment services, and 5 of them will be demand response services in the Tahlequah, Stillwell, Veneta, and Muskogee and Washington County areas. So that is what I have to report, Mr. Chair, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Sean?
Yeah, Mr. Lynn, I've got some wind of some redistricting of the county commissioners in Adair County. Now, who does that fall on to, get the redistricting and the new creation of the maps like you have? What process is that
Probably county commissioner.
that's in stone, and then we'll know, how to put our money?
As far as the county redistricting, we don't have anything, we're not involved in that at all.
Right.
I know they do that from time to time.
But you want them maps of where it's at so you can help
Certainly.
us disperse, right?
Certainly, you betcha. Once it's finalized, we certainly want those district lines. We'll work closely with Adair County and our GIS department to get those on a map so that we can correctly allocate the funds. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I was not aware of that.
Okay.
We'll keep
Yeah,
an eye on
I
that.
think Kanan probably heard that too. I mean, it's past just the initial stages, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's done. Okay, all right. Thank you.
We'll work with them. Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Harley?
Michael, how many vans did you say we were getting?
6 new, we've
6.
done 4.
6 new, and are those vans going to be donated to CATS and to Pelivan?
Yes, for
And they're
operation.
going to administer their routes on demand?
That's correct, yes,
Is
on demand.
Grove still in part of the Pelivan?
It's in their region, yes, sir.
Are they getting a van too, or do you know?
That's not where one of these 6 are going, but I believe there's one up in that area that's in
There's
service
one there.
now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The other thing is on the dog vaccination.
Mhm.
I wasn't aware of that, and was there any publicity put out, or did we not do that, or do you know?
No, I believe there was some publicity put out. I don't know that it came from Cherokee Nation. I think it came from the agencies that we're working with,
Oh, I see.
that we're just coordinating with, I should say.
Okay, I wonder what kind of participation they had in it, do you know?
I don't have the J numbers right offhand. I can get that information.
Okay,
I just have the Stillwell numbers right now.
because I've got some neighbors, they need to have their dogs vaccinated, and I didn't know about it.
I'll,
you, though.
I'll get you the info.
Okay, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
All right, anybody else? And this is also concerning public comments on road issues together. All right, Michael, good
Very
report. Thank
Very
you,
good.
sir.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Jerry Killer. Yep.
But, hey, 1 second,
Hold it, Michael.
please, I'm sorry,
Yes, sir.
can you shoot me the White Mission completion date?
Yes, certainly can.
So that will help. Thank you.
Yes, I will do that. Uh-huh.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, Jerry.
So I just have one quick announcement. Our college housing applications for the fall semester, those application dates will be July 26th through August 6th. Applications are available in our offices and also online right now. Other than that, if anyone has any questions,
Anybody have any questions for Jerry? Keith?
What's that online information?
Jerry, at the Claremore Apartments, we got some exercise equipment in there a few years ago, and some of the elders just absolutely love it because they can stay inside in the heat or the bad weather and still get their exercise. I don't think the equipment we got was worn out when we got it. It's not good equipment, but it was something we found in inventory someplace. I would urge you to explore, not only for that complex, but for all of our elder apartment complexes, to create an opportunity for us to have a exercise room devoted to the residents there. I think it'd be great for community health and for well-being. And it would just show a real devotion to our clients' well-being overall. So I hope we can explore that some more.
absolutely.
And find if we can't invest in some equipment appropriate for who we're serving.
okay, yeah, sure.
The other thing is, we did, I'd notified you, and I just hadn't saw follow-up on it, on the sign there at the Claremore Apartments, basically just about ready to collapse.
Yes,
Do we
we're
have-
looking at redoing that.
Okay.
They should have removed that by now if it hasn't been removed, and then we'll put up a new one.
I've not been by there in like 10, 15 days, but it was really gotten to the point to where it was not pleasant to look at.
Yeah, we'll look at that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Victoria?
Jerry, this is very similar to what Keith was just talking about. This has probably been 2 years ago when we had Gary Cooper come out to Buffington Heights Housing in Bonita, and we were looking at some of those same things, like making an exercise room in the community building part, and they were going to upgrade the kitchen. Nothing ever happened. Is it possible that we could have more funding now and be able to do something with that? It was just kind of forgotten about, I guess.
So, yeah, that's the first I've heard of upgrading the kitchen, but yeah, I can definitely put that on our list of modifications.
Thank you.
Harley?
Jerry, I'm not sure what these apartments are called, but it's a two-story apartment there in Jay, and I think it's for the elders.
Yes.
They're doing some construction there, and I was wondering, is that still in a private company management?
Yes, it is.
And so do we know when, or are we going to take that over at some point in time?
We just redid the tax credit application and process with the private company.
Okay.
So we've got at least 15 more years in with the
Oh,
private
okay.
company.
All right, because I knew the 15 years was up, and I didn't know if we ever,
It was, and when we redid it, we did it so we could do the remodel, because that property and the Stillwell Senior property both needed some,
okay. Are we paying for the remodels?
it's part of the loan from tax credit.
Okay, from the tax credit?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I had questions about it, so I cleared it up. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you talking about J Senior Housing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kanan?
Hey, Jerry, since we're on the subject of improvements, so I've been getting some calls about our property at Hogner Heights, the laundry area not being open after 5.
So the laundry area has new locks on it, and they have key fobs. So all the residents will have a key fob, and they all have been notified that they need to come pick up their key fobs, and then they can have access 24/7.
That's perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Joe Dia?
I talked to Mike about you guys getting together, still waiting for the concrete to be poured for those ramps in the back, and looking at the water going right through the middle of the stand waiting facility in Catoosa. That was on the list before COVID, and so just didn't know if you had found that list.
I do not, and I believe you were going to send me something. You had some emails, I believe, and because I don't have anything on.
You don't have anything with it?
I don't, no.
Okay, I'll get you the info.
Perfect.
But it should have a bunch of pictures in it as well.
Perfect.
All right.
Anybody else? Jerry, good report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anna Knight? Commerce.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Anna.
You do have a copy of a report, but I apologize, it's the wrong report. So I will update our housing report and email that out to all of you tomorrow, so I apologize. And other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions about our programs.
Anybody got any questions for Anna?
That's not like you,
No, I apologize.
I think he's giving you a hard time.
He is.
Janice?
One comment, Anna, and I'm just going to go off the report you sent in.
Okay.
And it is the grant for the VITA, and I see that you've submitted it. I feel sure you'll get it, but I just want to comment again, I think I did last year, what a return on investment that grant gets us. It's a $36,000 grant, and you get back,
Approximately $3
so much.
million.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so
Thank you. Yes, compliments are, I'm open. Yes.
Anybody else? Anna Knight, good report.
Thank you very much.
You have a good evening, ma'am. I don't recognize this name, but I'm going to call her up here. Barbara Foreman, are you here? Oh, he is. Who have you got with you?
I have our Secretary of Veteran Affairs with me, Joe Crittenden.
Yes.
That's Joe Crittenden.
It's good to see you, sir. And you too, Barbara.
Thank you, Council.
What you got for us?
Okay, well, you have our report. Do you have any questions?
You have any questions for Barbara or Secretary? Harley?
Barbara, I do. I had a citizen just yesterday call me and said that they'd try to order a brick, veteran's brick for their dad. He's 81 years old, and their brother. But for some reason, they were told you guys weren't getting any of those bricks. And it had been a year since the vendor had actually made any bricks or did the engraving for the bricks. And we had a contract with him. Do we still have a contract with him, or what are we going to do? Because she wanted to get 2 bricks, but she didn't want to pay the $50 if we're not going to get the bricks. So can you explain the
Yes.
situation is.
Okay, so the delay, and we've called, you know, secretary's called, I've called, staff has called, and the delay that they have given us was because of, I hate to say this, the funerals and all of their, you know, they had to take care of a lot of the funerals through the COVID time period. And so it kind of put our bricks on the back burner, you know, to kind of take up the slack for that. But we've talked to them since, Harley and, Councilman, and they said that they will get on it. You know, especially Joe has called and talked to them about how important that those bricks are to the people that order those. If you have the name and everything, I'll call them myself and talk with them. They will be able to receive their brick. We are ordering those because, you know, when you receive the Medal of Patriotism, you receive a free brick at the memorial. So we are still, you know, fulfilling those. It is a slow time frame. You know, I admit that. But we have some right now that need to be placed, probably about 30 brick that need to be placed. And so we're still sending in the orders when we receive them, but I can call them and talk to them about that and explain that to them.
Okay, well, that was a concern. The other
Okay.
thing that brought up that, I guess people had made a trip down here over Memorial Day and the bricks wasn't there, and those veterans were looking for them, so that was the reason it's brought up. Okay, I'll try to get you that
And
name.
if you have those names too, I'd like to talk with them.
Okay, all right, I'll do it. Thank you.
Canaan?
Ms. Barber, I know we're probably still getting applications for medals patriotism.
Yes, sir.
Are we processing those and sending them out via mail right now, or have we just not been doing them?
Yes, we have some that we are waiting, you know, till everything opens up so we can honor them in person, because we've given them the choice, Mr. Duncan, about either waiting to receive their, because a lot of them want to receive their medal and, you know, and with the council. You know, so we've kind of got a backlog on that, and we've kept a lot of applications, especially if they're from at-large. We ask them, and we tell them that it's going to be a delay. It will be, you know, a few months because there's so many people in line. But we go ahead and send it to them if they would rather have it, you know, sooner. And even within, you know, the reservation, we'll send it out if they so choose that revenue up.
Thank you. That's a very good deal.
Okay.
I look forward to seeing veterans back in here again pretty soon.
Doc?
This might be a secretary question. Joe, could you update the council where we are with the honor guard / color guard in terms of getting them where we can help them, or?
I kind of know that answer.
Councilman,
Yeah, we took care of it.
we've had some work being done on that, 501c 19, I believe it is. And the Attorney General's office and our Chief of Staff was working on it, and I think we've got most everything in order or in line, except someone from the color guard, Mike, needs to complete the paperwork that, from their perspective. So we can get this all set up, and so they can accept the funding that the council would give them to operate. Because before, as you all know, the money that we give them from time to time is being charged, if you will, to someone's social security number, which causes them problems income-wise, especially if they're drawing some kind of retirement or social security or something, some of the older ones. So once that paperwork gets done and turned in and approved, I think we'll have everything lined up. But I don't know how soon. Stephen, have you heard from Stephen?
No, we're just waiting for him
Yeah.
to come in, and so we can complete that.
So,
Yeah, that's where we're at. We're waiting on Stephen.
Can I make comment?
okay, that surprised me. I thought he was being pretty proactive on things, and
We saw him when? When was it we saw him just for a little bit? When they were doing the interviews. He came through the office, but he didn't, stop and say anything about the paperwork, so
Okay.
I probably need to touch base and see if he's still going to step up and be the one that does that. We may have to look at someone else,
Okay.
okay?
Thanks, Secretary.
You bet.
Speaker?
Chair.
Yes, Counselor Dobbins, we have, of course, we utilize them during the holiday powwow. And he's been notified, and he's going to do our color guard things. But as far as the paperwork, we haven't seen that either, and that's always been the issue, is who's going to be accountable for the taxes there. That's why we're trying to set up that nonprofit, correct, Secretary?
Yes, sir.
So there's where we are. We may have to help them along with filling that out and getting a quick response, because, you know, as far as the budget goes, you know, the council, we've taken care of them as far as financial wise.
Do we need to offer them some professional assistance, Joe, just to get this 501c taken care of? I mean, have you offered that? I mean,
Barbara's gonna address that.
I think we have, haven't we, Barbara?
Yes, we have. I have actually been waiting for them to come in. And so any day that they come in, we're ready. We've been ready for a while.
Chief of Staff?
Yes, thank you. We have been working with Mr. Morales and the Attorney General's office to get the 501c19 squared away. And I've actually just messaged Mr. Morales to see if he's gotten everything squared away. But all that we're really waiting on is to get those back taxes and the IRS status squared away to move forward so we can issue payment to them. Because the 501c19 status was interrupted in 2017, if my memory serves me correctly, and we had to go back and correct that status with IRS. And so that's what the Attorney General's office was working with the color guard on, is getting all that paperwork and documentation squared away to get it updated correctly. And we were also working with an accountant in Tahlequah that was assisting with that as well. And I've offered to personally pay any filing fees that they need to get their status squared away with IRS. So hopefully by next month, we'll have that squared away.
One more comment. Okay. Yeah, Stephen Morales has stepped up. I mean, that's a tough task to do what he's trying to do, to recruit those people to come and do, I mean, all Cherokee Nation festivities and ceremonies that we have. That's a big undertaking. So, and we're always trying to get him new recruits, so yeah, he's taking on quite a big task there. But, you know, we support him if there's anything he needs. I know Chief of Staff's been on board, and Secretary and Barbara, appreciate everything you do. But he's been on board with us for the Cherokee holiday, so we're good there.
Anybody else? Harley?
Yes, I just had a follow-up. Barbara, I know you had been with us for a while, but, you know, several months ago, we had that grant for the Veteran Cemetery, and I take it we didn't get it.
Sir, we have applied for that, and we are on the list. And so we are waiting for them to contact us now. And so, yes, we did make it on the list, Mr. Buzzard.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anybody else? Barbara, Secretary, it's good to see both of you. Been a while.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I've got something I want, Barbara didn't know that, I just found out a minute ago. Question on the brick. I was just told, when I was out there talking to Chief of Staff, when I called the people in Muskogee to do the brick, and Barbara alluded to that a while ago, that, and I told them when they was talking about the headstones and stuff because of COVID and the deaths and all the busyness they had, I said, well, you probably don't relate this the same way, ma'am, but these bricks represent people who've served this country and in some cases have been killed in action or have passed away. So in a way, they're in the same wheelhouse, if you will, as a monument or a headstone. And she said, well, I never had looked at it like that. And they only have the one laser printer operation that I understand. Chief of Staff told me a while ago that we now have a laser printer in the Cherokee Nation. So that's going to step up the brick work, here in a few days. So our backlog should start to disappear pretty soon for the orders. And all we need then is to get a crew together to put them all in place. And so, and we've got the inventory done on the bricks.
Yes.
We need to get the kiosk set in the Veteran Center where you can walk in the front door, sign in, walk over to the kiosk and look for someone's brick, and it ought to tell you what quadrant, what row, what's brick from one way or the other. Kind of like they do at Fort Gibson when you go over there to look for someone's grave or someone's headstone. And it'll even print them out on a map, as I understand it. So
Exactly.
we're going to get there. It's just taking a little while. So when's that all hush, okay?
That's great news. Great news.
That's a great report, and again, it's good seeing you too.
Thank you.
All right, old business, none pending, new business, none pending. Do have any announcements? No announcements. Next meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, August 9th at 4 PM. Need a motion to adjourn. All right, we're done.